Just focus your attention on me. Like, for example, look me in the eyes. That's it. And just stay calm like this. And now, as if the whole screen is in front of you. The whole screen is everything you see. Everything that's in your experience, everything you see. Just like I, for example, have directed my attention to you. Not to the left, not to the right, not up, not down. It remains calm. There's no fuss at all. It's simply directed. Let's say it's unidirectional. At the same time, the whole screen is also being perceived. And that's truly it. I just am completely like this. And now the natural breath is happening entirely on its own, quite effortlessly. The heartbeat in your body is happening on its own. The cells in that process forget themselves. Everything is in space. Right now, it simply happens on its own, quite naturally, and you simply are. Thoughts arise and then gently disappear. A new thought arises, and you find yourself completely at home, truly at peace. If during and after, when we sit, the owl of silence dissolves, it manifests, and then the next thought. Then again it dissolves, again silence. And then again the next one. So stay in that quiet gap between thoughts for a moment. In this calm, in this silence. This silence, that's just what it's called. Of course, it's just a name, but it actually has no name. It isn't called anything. It is neither a profound silence nor a complete calm, but it is truly continuous. It is always persistently there, ever present. It's like the presence of everything, even though it's unnoticeable, even though it doesn't show itself. Stay there. Just direct all your attention there and simply be there. That's all, and then you simply are. That's where the peace comes from, just being in your natural state. See, it doesn't require any action at all. You simply exist, and everything just happens by itself. Right now, speaking is happening. I didn't do anything just now. Speaking happens, seeing happens, hearing happens. The body sits by itself. Breathing happens by itself. Everything takes care of itself. There is something that knows this perfectly well. It's as if you've handed over all your affairs to God, so to speak. He knows himself what to say, how to sit, and everything else, how the heart beats, how breathing happens. Learn to trust yourself. Today's Zoom, let's say, is about interacting with yourself. Until you have, so to speak, entered into this experience, when you do, that's it all. In fact, it's very simple. You don't do anything at all, and yet everything gets done. It's actually the simplest thing there is, to be yourself. It just means being here now, that's all. Freely, without clinging to any tendencies or trends at all. To any understandings, concepts, languages, basically to everything humanity knows. Because as long as humanity exists, all of this is constantly changing. Something new is invented and so on. But you exist before all of that. Time and after. So there is something that knows what to do. It does everything by itself. And when this is seen, you simply exist effortlessly, and everything happens on its own. That's it, and that's where peace comes from. You abide with yourself. And yet everything happens. The heart beats, breathing happens. And so there is no difference between how the heart beats, how speaking happens, and how the thought process occurs. There are no differences at all. But since you perceive differences, and there is a sense of separateness, which also happens, you start to claim the phenomena that arise as your own. Like, for example, speaking, thinking, and bodily movements. That's why it seems to you that you are the one speaking, thinking, and moving, even though it all happens by itself, just like how the heartbeat and the breathing process happen on their own. Depending on how strong your attachment is, with this sensitivity, that's how you perceive it. But in any case, no matter how strong your attachment is, since you are here, it will manifest in you anyway. You will inevitably come to understand what is being talked about here, so to speak. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Recently, I was talking with partners on Zoom. I don't know if you know, but this channel is paid and it's developing really well, thanks in part to the partners. There are partners who make video clips. They take our Zoom sessions, publish them, and actively distribute them across various social networks. And this, among other things, brings them 50% of the channel's profits, essentially half. Their lives are already changing. Some have started earning different amounts. Someone makes 300,000, someone $3,000 a month, someone 2,000. There are various amounts. And thanks to the fact that I hold Zoom sessions here every weekend and you attend them, life is changing even more for many people. So for some, spreading this knowledge has already become a real job. And by spreading this knowledge, they have already started earning money. I recently held a comprehensive and engaging Zoom session for them where, let's just say, I extensively talked about the intricate ways to effectively interact with your inner self, in a manner of speaking, to foster personal growth and understanding. Some technical aspects, so to speak. And at that moment, it occurred to me that it would be great to share this with you as well, and to talk about all of this here, because it was really useful there. Just a second. We were talking about money there, about how we also talked a bit about sales and so on. Everyone here is also involved in something. Each person has their own activity. One grows vegetables, another is a hairdresser, or I don't know, a businessman. There are all kinds of people here, yes, meaning people with very different opportunities. That's it. And I know there are people here who, companies with billion ruble turnovers, literally in rubles, tens of millions of dollars, all sorts. And there are those I don't know for whom even paying these 1,500 rubles a month might not be easy. So that is a little bit about precisely how it actually is in this particular situation. As long as you're not actively engaged in this profound experience, remember, at least on some fundamental level, try to truly remember and deeply understand that every single day you consciously interact with your inner self. Every passing moment, you are always, without exception, continuously interacting with your own being. Everything around you is truly all you. Therefore, it all has to be, and it is all one. But then divisions arise. If you create these divisions, you will inevitably experience them. What does that mean? It means that in some cases we can perceive things in the same way. For example, mango, banana, apple, watermelon, some fruits, the whole fruit category. We perceive them more or less the same, more or less. But when, for example, instead of mango, we have some monetary figure, $100,000, instead of banana, another figure, $15, instead of kiwi, a third figure, $1 million, and instead of a fourth fruit, another figure, $1 billion, then it's perceived differently. When all of this is translated, when these are, so to speak, just names, Katya, Ivan, Aliona, Marina, these are just people, very calmly. When it's just some fruits, it's fine. But when it comes to money, somehow everything changes. For some reason, it becomes something different, something special. They're just sounds. Is it really something special? Just the same thoughts. There's no difference between them. But if you truly create these significant differences, if you grew up genuinely thinking that there are indeed big numbers and small numbers, good and bad, then that's precisely how you will ultimately perceive and interpret things in your life.